Well, last week, we talked about DEI and how these companies were spending $10 billion on DEI and then costing probably hundreds of billions of dollars in lost productivity from DEI. It's very similar to, starting at the top when it comes to the federal employees. 21 million federal employees out there, 22 million direct federal employees, 21 public sector employees, including the states. I mean, one of the senators said, why don't we just, either get them back into the office or do away with the buildings? Why don't you do both? Why can't you get away with jobs, salaries, as well as some of the buildings when you have a lot of unproductive jobs out there? I mean, at the end of the day, how many billions of dollars are being lost on the government from productivity, right? It's not even about, the salaries that we're paying these people. If they get back to the office and they actually are adding value to what they're doing and working maybe longer hours, that's actually adding more productivity to the system, right? So again, when you combine DEI and you combine, these government jobs and getting them back to the office, there could be hundreds of billions of dollars or trillions of dollars of more productivity in the system from the government side.
It's true. Erika Donalds, how do you see it?
Well, all of those examples that you gave, of course, are infuriating, but focusing on those is actually going in the wrong direction. We've heard Elon and Vivek talk about a zero-based budgeting process, which is going to be very difficult for them to accomplish. But in addressing the previous senator's comments, the Congress has not passed a budget on time since 1996. So they're not doing the job. That's why the DOGE is getting so much excitement from the American people. They want to see someone actually do the job of cutting waste and not just talking about it. I would love to see Vivek and Elon lead the effort to do a zero-based budget process, even if it's agency by agency, to see not just what we should cut, but where should we start and what should government actually be doing in these different areas that they are authorized to do, emphasizing authorized by Congress, because there's so much being done in these agencies that are not authorized. Let's start with what's actually authorized and cut everything else off the top and then add back through Congress and appropriate approvals and appropriations what they should be doing for the American people.
Yeah, I mean, there was a conversation underway this week on Wall Street, Erica, about merging agencies. For example, the fact that Trump is nominating Paul Atkins to be the incoming Securities and Exchange Commission had some people questioning whether or not Paul Atkins is going to get behind the idea to merge the Securities and Exchange Commission with the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. These are two agencies that both want to oversee crypto. And there's a lot of confusion in terms of who's got the oversight, maybe do away with one of them. It failed Congress's approval the last time this came up, but I wonder if it'll get more, support this time around.
I think it will, because it is going to be necessary if we're going to cut in the way that we're talking about to consolidate and eliminate the overlap in a lot of these agencies. We've talked about that with the Department of Education as well, the Department of Labor, the Civil Rights, and where we can consolidate departments and eliminate some of these fiefdoms. Elon Musk put out the number of 99 agencies, going from over 400 of them to 99 of them. And we know, being in the business world, how consolidation, mergers, and acquisitions work. You can create significant efficiencies through merging and through eliminating government waste in that way.
So what do you make of these nominations, Erica? President Trump announced new nominations last night. He chose longtime venture capitalist and former PayPal chief operating officer David Sacks to be his incoming White House artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency czar. Sacks' venture firm, the venture capital firm Kraft Ventures, is invested in crypto and AI. I spoke with David Sacks on this program about crypto back in 2022. Here's what he had to say. Watch. Your thoughts on where the regulatory framework is going with regard to crypto?
I'm a long-term believer in crypto. Regulators and legislators need to provide clear regulatory frameworks for crypto companies so that they can continue to innovate without, having this threat of regulation hanging over their heads.
Trump also tapping former Georgia Senator David Perdue to serve as ambassador to China. Perdue, with significant business experience in China as the former CEO of Dollar General and a top executive at Sara Lee and Reebok. He was responsible for corporate restructuring and global expansion. He's lived in Singapore and Hong Kong. We've got to see how tough he's going to be on our number one adversary, Erica. Your reaction?
Well, certainly very excited about David Sacks. This is one of those promises made, promises kept situations with President Trump. He said that he would be supportive of cryptocurrencies, and he's going to listen to the people who know the most about them, but also the representation from the venture capital community and private equity. As a CEO, I have been out there raising capital from those communities over the last couple of years, and the destabilized nature of the capital markets has really had an effect on founders and the ability to to really innovate in our country, which is something that is the bedrock of why America is the leader in the world. So having that voice of David Sachs, who really represents that community in the White House, in the president's ear, is going to be tremendous for innovation and private equity and venture capital going forward.
Yeah, you would think so. Erika, it's been great having you this morning. We appreciate your time. I know this is your final block as we focus now on the upcoming jobs data. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Maria. It was a pleasure.